Alright, so let's start our part 2 of our AP Chemistry project, and we did the chemistry of plants, of course, by Blake and Abigail. Alright, let's go on to slide 2. Alright, so what do plants need to survive? Most of you are probably thinking, oh, they just need carbon dioxide, water, and some sunlight to survive. But there's a lot more that plants need. Well, not a lot more, but a lot more elements and dependence that they need in order to survive. Alright, so like in order to survive, they need specific pHs or interactions with other organisms, such as other plants, animals, or even us humans. Alright, so chemicals needed for plant growth. Alright, so nitrogen, it builds proteins and promotes growth inside of plants. And as you see right here, this plant is yellow, and that is because nitrogen has not built up the proteins to turn it green like it is there. Alright, potassium. As you see here, potassium is all shriveled up and wrinkled up, but it still has a hint of green to it. And that's because the reason it's shriveled up is because it hasn't activated its proteins yet, which it needs in order to turn green fully. Phosphorus is an energy transfer inside the plants. And as you see here, the pinkish greenish one, phosphorus is not completely spread throughout the entire leaf. And so when it does not, plants actually turn pink because they don't have the energy to activate those proteins in order to turn green. Alright, calcium is the cell wall formation. And as we see right here in this upper right hand corner, calcium's leaf actually is like a tiny little weed. I'm not sure if you can see it because it's so tiny, but it's like a tiny little weed. And that's because, unlike the other plants who actually have structures to them, they all have calcium in them. But that one up there does not. And that's the main reason it's shriveled up like that. It's because it wasn't able to build that cell wall to form the leaf. Sulfur, alright, as you see right here, sulfur's got a part of the leaf missing inside of it. It's the tiny little yellow in between those two brown ones. And that's the reason it's doing that, the reason it has that is because sulfur is the formation of fats and oils. Without those fats and oils, it kind of doesn't allow all the protein to spread throughout the plant as well as phosphorus did. They both have the same kind of a concept to them. Alright, so let's move on to the next slide. Alright, so here are some other chemicals needed, but these aren't the minor ones, so I'm not going to go into depth with these ones, but let's talk about a few. So let's talk about zinc. So as you see here on the left side, it says zinc leads to disease resistance. But on the right side, you can see with the zinc plant, right there with the spots, that leaf does not have zinc in it. And without zinc, plants cannot survive very long because they can't rid off diseases with any vaccines or anything like we humans can. And without zinc, the plant population would die quickly because of the diseases that we have in this world. What else? I think that's really it for the minor chemicals that we're going to talk about right now. Alright, so let's talk about transpiration. So transpiration is the process by which moisture